What's up, Drop Pod listeners? You can check out new episodes of the Drop Podcast every Wednesday, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find all of our content on YouTube at the Drop Golf Podcast and on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at the Drop_pod. No matter how you consume us, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Follow and listen along.
This episode is brought to you by All County Exteriors. Discover the excellence of All County Exteriors, a third-generation leader in premier exterior home remodeling, proudly celebrating over 40 years of success. While most remodeling companies last just 5 years, All County Exteriors has withstood the test of time, consistently delivering top-quality roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Their expertise extends from small repairs to large additions, serving homeowners and builders alike. More than just a construction company, All County Exteriors is deeply committed to community service, proudly supporting organizations such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the American Cancer Society, Rooster Troops, and Parents of Autistic Children. If you have planned to do any exterior remodeling, call the experts at All County Exteriors for a free, no-obligation estimate for your project. Just call 732-370-2780 or email them at info@allcountyonline.com. That's 732-370-2780 for All County Exteriors for all your remodeling needs. This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? How you doing this week? Mike and I coming at you for our 79th episode. It is Wednesday, April 10th. We got a big show for you. We got Masters stuff. The Masters starts tomorrow. It's a big week, right? We've talked about it, Mike. It's exciting times here, right? Final Four just ended. Now you got golf, Masters around the corner. Golf season's in full swing. Posting season started. So in theory, the weather's better here in New Jersey. So yeah, man, it's exciting times we got going on for sure.
It's a main event in golf. It's a main event. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, we all look forward to April, the colors at Augusta, the traditions.
Unlike any other.
Yeah, I mean, my boy Tiger is heating up. I mean, he's looked great there on Sunday. He looked great there on Monday. I mean, we are chomping at the bit to go this week.
Yeah, we really are. Let's get it going, huh? Let's attack it. Mike, today's guest is not a well-recognized name for us around our parts, but he is a big-time guest. Today's guest is Bart Romano. Bart is the director of golf at True Blue and Caledonia golf clubs. Both are top 100 golf courses in the country. Top 100 public golf courses in the country. Both have flirted in and out of top public courses in South Carolina. They're basically right across the street from each other. So in order to manage both of those, it's really it's quite an interesting job that Bart has. So he talks about what that's like. I mean, they're popular, they're prestigious, they're booked up all the time. So he's got a fascinating job. So really cool experience being able to talk to him, hear what he has to say about that. And even, they had a college tournament going on while I got to play there. So even hearing a little bit about like some of the outside stuff they do other than just, again, they're just two golf courses. They're hosting NCAA tournament events and stuff like that. So really, really quite a get for us, for someone who, again, you say Bart Romano, not necessarily going to know that name, but a huge get for us. So really, really cool for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen to that. I mean, obviously, you're talking about a resort-like spot. It's big name. You see all the pictures on Instagram. I can't wait to dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, I guess we should clarify that. Mike was not on that interview because I was in the Myrtle Beach area for Easter, so I was able to play True Blue and got to talk to Bart, and I'll get into that a little bit later this episode. But that's a me and Bart vehicle. Mike, you got some stuff you wanted to chat with before we get the schedule?
Yeah, I got a couple things here. I got a couple things on the shout outs, announcements, you know, checklist box, however you want to phrase this type of thing. So, number one, we have a huge giveaway that goes out tomorrow. And I know this is not something that we've talked a lot about because I think with Easter weekend and going away, this kind of maybe, slid under the radar a little bit, but it's here. And our guys over there at Lopar Golf did an unbelievable job with this. If you don't know who they are a range finder case holder. Now, I know some of us may say, well, that's kind of generic and stupid. What do I need something like that? But I think we all know when you're talking where our rangefinders go, sometimes it just gets tossed in a bag. Sometimes we forget to either use the zipper to zipper it up and the thing falls out. Whatever the case may be, we're talking premium rangefinder cases, and they've done an unbelievable job not only making them, but they've put our logo on it as well. So that Drop Podcast logo that you see all over the place is on this rangefinder case. So I can't wait to put this giveaway out there starting tomorrow. You got to make sure you stay tuned to Instagram to see like what the qualifications are. You'll need to obviously follow us. You have to follow Lopar Golf. All these little things that you kind of see a lot on giveaways with the winner being selected, you know, a day or two after. Again, it's all going to be set in the rules. Make sure you stay tuned because this is, again, something that people have been kind enough to share with us. It's something that we believe in, we think is very high quality. And rather than keeping it, we're going to share it with you guys because again, we can't thank you guys enough for all the listening, following, all those things that Ryan says at the top. So this is our one way, at least, to show our appreciation of you guys. So stay tuned. Giveaway, Lopar Golf and us going live day one, the Masters. What a better way to get this bad boy started.
Oh yeah, oh baby, they are. I will say,
Ryan,
it's
you
a sweet.
cannot win. You cannot win. I cannot win. I will make sure we put that out there. Even if we do something from our own handles, I am making sure that we do not win.
Cayenne roulette is maybe applying.
Yeah. So when I see some relatives with the last name Kulot start dabbling in, I'm gonna have to do some vetting of who they are.
Go, what's that called? Where like they rearrange the letters in your name and it says what other words are in there. I might start a new handle.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Lopar Golf is kind of we're having a little giveaway starting tomorrow, day one of the Masters. Perfect timing for all that.
Guys, they're sweet looking. I did want to say that they're. I haven't seen it in person, but the pictures of it are amazing. They did a really good job. So it is really cool. So jump on board with that.
Yep. And then the next one I do want to announce is I know way back when, the first week in February, we kind of talked about joining the Golfer Gang Network. And this is something that, you and I did a lot of research on. Again, when I talk about vetting, we did a lot of vetting in this in terms of was this the right move for us? And I think when you look at it nearly 2 months after the fact, it's been a huge thing with the amount of different people that we've met, that we've come across, the different types of podcasts that are out there on their network. When you're talking golf in general, they have it all there. And what's even better and even sweeter is that they are launching an official website. And I think this is something that I'm dying to get out there and see. It's going to be golfergang.com. You're going to have accessibility to every one of our links from that website. You'll be able to click our handle. You can see it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, whichever your outlet is for social media in terms of how you communicate, it is going to be there. And even better, it's going to have all the other podcasts. So that thing is now officially live on Wednesday today. And I can't wait to finally see it up and running because it is something that I know Jeff has worked on hard on behind the scenes, getting all the logos together, getting everybody's links together. And I can't lie, he's done a phenomenal job with this. So again, just another outlet for us in terms of putting our content out there to reach the masses. Golfergang.com. Go give it a look. Next, on
Did
my
I
hit
need
list
to,
here.
did you want me to add to
No,
that? No,
no,
nothing
no.
else. Guys, jump on board. It's really cool that we
Yeah,
got our own website. So we've been talking about it. We really haven't given any updates. So now here's again, we've been, things are working. It's when a steamship is moving forward, as we've seen with the Baltimore Harbor, it's tough to move it when it's going straight forward. So this is one of those things that might have taken, we said February we joined, right? So it's, we're now in April, so it's taken a little bit, but jump on in, right? Go check out the website. Really cool stuff.
yeah, you'll see our little tab there. You'll be able to click it and see all the different ways to watch and listen. So, and like anything, listen, if this is a two-man operation for you and I with this whole thing, so trying to get all these things up and running is not going to happen in a snap of your fingers. It takes some time, and you and I are very thorough in what we like and what we see, and we ought to make sure that this is the best thing moving forward. And that website is going to be gold. So I'm excited to get it rocking and rolling, and you'll see it, pushed a lot on our end. So again, check that out, golfergang.com. Are you looking for the perfect place to tee it up this season? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Or how about the most picturesque backdrop for the wedding of your dreams? Then you need to go visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey, conveniently located in Union County, right off exit 138 on the Garden State Parkway. Galloping Hill encompasses over more than 270 beautiful acres. It was again ranked in the top 10 of best public golf courses in New Jersey. Galloping Hill also offers a top 50 in the country learning center with 52 stalls and a 45,000 square foot practice area. In addition to a 9-hole course that is ranked in the top 10 of short courses in the entire country, Galloping Hill is more than just golf. The Hill Tavern Bar and Grill is a gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly with amazing views of the course. Hosting over 100 golf outings and over 400 social events per year, their catering team consistently wins awards each year from the Knot and the Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. It's all happening this year at Galloping Hill Golf Course. Next on my hit list, I think it's got to be mentioned a little bit here, is that Nelly Korda. You want to talk about a heater. I know this is not something that we talk a lot about, is women's golf, women's sports, but having two little girls, this is something I think not only this first topic I want to talk about, but the Caitlin Clark phenomenon as well. Like, these things matter. And what Nelly Korda is doing right now, winning her fourth time in fourth consecutive starts, is starting to become Tiger Woods like. And nothing means more to someone like me is like, it's an American dominating.
Mm-hmm.
I love dominating people. I love the person that's going to step on your face when you're down and not let you breathe. Like, Tiger did it. All the greats have done it. And it looks like Nelly Korda is, unfortunately, to all the other women, doing the same thing. She's dominating a sport that I think we all thought she could, because when you see the men's tour, you think Scotty's dominating the tour, but he doesn't have that swing that makes you like, oh, wow, I want to emulate that. Nelly Korda has the Grant Horvat swing. It is so damn pretty to watch. It's flushed every time. Doesn't matter what the club is. She is just getting the job done, not only winning, but from an aesthetically pleasing golf swing perspective, getting it done as well. Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
Yeah, her swing is so pretty, like you said. It's just a thing of beauty. Well, you could watch her swing. It would be like watching Picasso paint. It would be like watching Da Vinci sculpt. It would be, yeah, it's just a thing of beauty, and it's really something to see. And going 4 for 4, I mean, you could be on a heater and go 4 for 4 in top fives, and people are like, wow, that guy's playing some really great golf right now. She's won 4 straight events. That's crazy. It's absurd with what's going on.
It's starting to get to a point where it's like, can she dab on the PGA Tour? Like, I just don't know if she hits it far enough. But listen, when Dottie Pepper said dominate at home, I mean, she is dominating on the LPGA Tour right now. So I had to give her a little shout out, because I thought 3 consecutive starts was something impressive. To now make it 4, again, just continually doing her. Love that.
Bigly impressive.
Yep. And then listen, I think we have to touch on Caitlin Clark. Listen, for a guy that's always grown up loving and playing basketball like the two of us have, I can admit, women's basketball, WNBA, never on my radar. Never on my radar. But
Mike,
I will tell you,
not once have I ever spent time watching the women's NCAA tournament in my life. Not
ever.
once.
And I will say this. We as a family, the four of us and my mom and dad, watched the Elite Eight when they played LSU. We watched the Final Four when they played UConn. And then when we got home on Sunday at 3 o'clock, we watched the finals, the four of us. When I say I get it that she didn't win the whole thing, and I get it, it's 2 years in a row where she didn't get that done. But when you step back and look at her body of work, she has the Taylor Swift effect on the women's basketball game. There is no two ways around it. What she has done for women's college basketball is simply amazing. And I have to make sure that we push this out there that, like, when you see greatness, which I absolutely, frankly love, you have to admire and you have to say, hey, listen, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And to Caitlin Clark's credit, she's a great player, and she's a great player because she makes everybody around her even better. And I think what she's going to do in the WNBA is just even more special things.
Yeah, she's a tremendous talent, and to be able to grip all these people that have just been, coming from all different walks of life, and you and I are basketball guys. We've been in the sport for years and grew up in it, like you said. To bring guys like us who are basketball people, who admittingly the women's game never has interest me or you, I would imagine, then to bring interest to it for us is really, she solely did that. Her, the Angel Reese factor, the Paige Beckers, the star power in the women's game right now is impressive, and Caitlin's leading the charge. It's really impressive what she's doing, and doing things that you look at, like Steph Curry does. That's what he does. Steph Curry has transformed the game to where it is today. Whether you want to believe that he's a top whatever player of all time, you can't deny that he hasn't changed the face of basketball for the foreseeable future, maybe forever. Like, we might not get back to like that big man dumping inside and like early 90s Bulls, Knicks, where the winning score, 76-72 is the final. We may never get that again because of what Steph Curry has done. And she's done that on the women's side, pulling up from everywhere, shooting without a conscience. It's really amazing what she's done. And to be able to do it with the class and grace that she does is even more impressive. She's so humble. She talked about how it's a team that allows her to do that. She credits her teammates. But then not only that, she's a scorer and a shooter and all that, but she's dropping dimes left and right as well. So it's really impressive what she's done to kind of put women's basketball, I don't want to say on the map, but like to bring it to the forefront. Maybe more deserving, better late than never kind of thing, but it's deserving that those girls can play. Those women can ball for sure.
Listen, no doubt. I just thought when you're talking about someone who lifts up a sport single-handedly and gets the average Joe like you and I to tune into your event, like, kudos to you, because you give every little girl the opportunity to sit there and say, like, why not me? And the fact that she did it, being a girl from Iowa, stayed home in Iowa, did everything there in Iowa. She could have gone to greener pastures, but she said, no, I'm going to do it here at home with my friends, with my family, watching every single game. That means a lot to someone like me. I think that carries a lot of weight in today's world, because I think we always are looking for what is out there, what else is better, where is the greener pastures. But I think the old saying of the grass is greener where you water it matters the most. And I think Caitlin Clark truly proved that.
Love it. Absolutely.
Are you fed up with the appearance of your rangefinder case hanging on your bag? Or perhaps you've ditched the case altogether and now you're fumbling through your bag to find it. Luckily, if that's you, we have the perfect solution. Introducing Lopar Golf, a brand that specializes in premium rangefinder cases. With Lopar Golf's premium rangefinder cases, those days are over. These sleek and stylish cases are designed to keep your rangefinder easily accessible and protected right at your fingertips. Crafted with the highest quality materials, their cases offer a snug fit for your rangefinder, ensuring maximum protection against bumps and scratches. The interior features soft padding to cradle your rangefinder, while the durable exterior keeps it safe from the elements. And here's the best part: these cases are not just practical, they're also fashion forward. Available in a range of stylish colors and designs, you can showcase your personal style on the golf course. So, whether you're a scratch golfer or just enjoy a round with the boys, Lopar Golf's premium rangefinder cases are a must have accessory to elevate your game. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Visit their website at lopargolf.com and browse their collection of premium rangefinder cases today. Lopar Golf, a case that merits a place on your bag.
All right, Mike, we're gonna flip this for next week. Your quick announcements are maybe we'll have those go second next week after the schedule. But let's run through the schedule real quick and then we'll get to the episode. Monday, the 8th, was Mike versus Spring Meadow, episode 1 of 2024 for Mike. Admittedly, Mike, at the when you said you were playing Spring Meadow, I was a little curious as to why, but hey, it's better to get out there and be playing than not, right? So that was Monday. Go check it out. It's up on YouTube. It's up on Instagram. So go check it out. Yesterday, the 9th, was episode 17 of TPI Tuesday. This is going to be the second to last one. I think they call that the penultimate episode because next week, TPI Tuesday is going to be my final test that we're going to have. So Mike's going to have watched it. We're going to have already interviewed Dr. Mike by the time it comes out. So even when you're listening next week, all the stuff will have been seen already that we'll talk about and kind of recap on Wednesday's episode. So we figured out the logistics there. So make sure you stick around. That's going to be the last episode of TPI Tuesday. I did say it last week. Dr. Mike and I are going to be doing some stuff throughout, maybe fall under the TPI Tuesday umbrella, so to speak. But that's forthcoming throughout the summer. Won't be as regular. Today's episode 79. Wednesday, the 10th. If you're checking us out, if you're listening to us, great. If you can, go over to YouTube, give us a subscribe, a thumbs up over on YouTube. That's where you can check out the pod as well. The video version is up there. So you got YouTube, you got Apple, you got Spotify. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, that's where you can listen to us. Tomorrow, again, big recap. Tomorrow is the 11th, Thursday. I have my first Ryan's Verse coming out. It's going to be me versus True Blue, which again, you'll see a little bit of a theme. I went down to the spring to Myrtle Beach for a little springtime Easter getaway, and I got to play True Blue. So that's going to be my first one of the season. We're talking to Bart today, so you're testing you're seeing a theme here. So that's a little recap for this week and a little what's going on. Again, tomorrow also, Thursday the 11th, you got the giveaway going. So some big things happening. We've been saying it for a while now. We've been slow, kind of end of March, but big things are popping now. We're full steam ahead. Posting season, the golf season, everything is going on here. The Masters. So stay tuned. If you don't jump on now, you're going to miss the train. So make sure you're jumping on and hold tight because we're going fast. Mike, I do want to give a shout out as well. You gave your shout outs. I got one. I want to give a shout out to Ryan McCormick for making the cut at the Valero Open. Sorry, the Texas Valero Open. We talk about like, hey, it's about cashing checks, and making cuts is going to cash checks. So that's what it's about. So Ryan was able to make the cut this week. Good for him. All of our Jersey guys are going to be off this week with the Masters. And Mike, I think that's going to lead us into a really great segue about the Masters. How about that? How do you like them apples?
Hey, listen, whatever works. Whatever works.
Mike, I have I did a little bit of homework actually. What I did was, I went to you ever seen those pools where they tier golfers for the Masters? It's not necessarily by odds,
yeah.
right? It's not necessarily by odds, right? Or where they're
pick,
ranked
like,
in the world. You
guy.
pick one from 1 through 10, and then one from 11 through 20, and then one through. So you have all these tiers, right? So I went to that website and I got the tiers, and I have my in each tier who I like.
Wow.
I don't know if you would like to join me, but you are welcome to. So if you want, we can break it down by tier and go, this is tier 1. Who do you like? We can, go through all 6 tiers. But I also, I mean, you and I have talked. I find it so hard to say, like, I like this guy to win the Masters. So this is why I like the tier system here. So you want to join me, or?
Listen, I can tell you this. I know who's going to win. I have
You don't, but okay.
I have my dark horse,
Okay.
and I have my guy that's going to finish top 10.
So that's why I liked the dark horse part of it, because you're forced to pick someone from kind of the back end there.
Yep. I got my 3 picks. If they've been rocking and ready. They're ready to go.
You've been saying Tiger's going to win for the last 6 months.
I mean, did you see how he looked on Sunday and Monday walking through that place?
You got to slow it down with the Sunday red. It doesn't look that good. It looks
awful.
better without the SDR, but it is
the influenza is long gone. Long gone. He's smiling. He looks in good spirits.
I'm smiling too. Am I going to win the Masters?
He's prepping. No, because you're sitting here talking to me. He's prepping. Listen, crack all the jokes. I know. I put a little thing out there on Sunday about Tiger looking good. He's ready to go. Even Sunday red looks good. And yeah, just like everybody else grilling me left and right. I put a poll out. Does Tiger Woods win the Masters? I either put yes or probably. Didn't even give you the chance of putting no.
Which is why I didn't vote.
I got yelled at on Twitter. I mean, on Instagram. Where's no? Not even a choice. Not an option.
Right.
Pick
That's
one.
why I didn't
Don't
vote.
Yeah. It's like the 2024 election. Don't vote.
All right. So why don't we do yours, and then I'll go through mine. Yeah.
Sure. Listen. Mine have been locked and loaded, ready to go.
I know you have.
I mean, I think I'll give you my top 10 first, and I'll backtrack it to like the winner. So I think the top 10 in terms of a lock, and obviously, when I look at these odds, I'm always just, I don't know where you go. I'm just heading over to DraftKings and just kind of looking at the odds in terms of like the top 10 finishes.
So that's exactly why I went to this, because I felt like I was like, the odds could be different other places. Let me go to this website that does this thing that I know, and let me do the tiers. So that's exactly why I did that.
So I went straight to, obviously, DraftKings. And to me, like, when I saw top 10, who I thought was finishing in top 10 with the best odds that I thought would make some money, I went Dustin Johnson. Top 10 at the Masters. He's plus 320 right now. I just think that DJ is one of those guys that is just not affected by anything that goes on in today's world. And knows Augusta well, has won there. I've said this many, many times. That matters at Augusta. And if anybody's going to go in there, he's playing good golf over there at LIV. I know that's not something that gets talked about a lot, because over at LIV, it's not, on TV the way the PGA Tour is here. But he's just figuring it out. And I know he's not winning, but this bet is not winning either. It's top 10, and I'm taking Dustin Johnson to finish in the top 10 at Augusta. My
It's tough to disagree with that, Mike. He knows Augusta, won a green jacket. Again, even if you're not paying attention to what's going on Live, he is still playing golf. He knows the course. It's not a bad one.
my winner is Hideki Matsuyama. And if you recall back to Shane Bacon's episode, I had said back then, I think Hideki's playing really well. He won at Riv, and that's a hard place to win. His ball striking is second to none. Very similar to Dustin Johnson. He's got history where he's won at Augusta. He's numb to anybody that speaks English, so he has no clue what's going on. He tells you he plays bad. He shoots 63. He just played extremely well out there at the Valero Texas Open. Hideki Matsuyama is going to be my winner at plus 2,500 of the Masters tournament this year. Now, my dark horse. Now, I know this is going to ruffle so many feathers, but I'm telling you people that, oh, he's not going to play more than one round. We're lucky if we get 19 holes out of him. Not only will Tiger Woods make the cut, Tiger Woods is going to go out day one and shoot 2 under 70. Okay? Tomorrow he's going to do that. And then everybody's going to be like, wow, Tiger's on a leaderboard. Wow, Sunday Red doesn't look that bad after all. And then all of a sudden, we're going to make the cut on Friday. And everybody's going to be like, holy hell, he made the cut again. And what did he do by making the cut? Set another Masters record for the most cuts made, period. End of story. Freddie Couples, see you later. Berhard Longer, goodbye. Here is Tiger Woods. Not only does he make the cut come Saturday, now all of a sudden, there's no talk of influenza. There's no talk of a bad ankle. There's no talk about bad leg. My man is figuring it out. What happens on Saturday? Figures it out. And then comes Sunday, when we see this new Sunday Red up and down, we hear the roars. They're a lot different when Tiger makes a birdie, or hell, when he makes an eagle. And all of a sudden, his name pops on the leaderboard. We know what everybody does. They all find a way to Francisco Molinari and dump it in the drink and lose the damn tournament. And then when Tiger puts on the green jacket in April, like I've been preaching episode after episode after episode on this place, we're all just going to sit there and I don't know. I mean, Sunday Red's going to be blasting all over this podcast. And I know I got a standing bet right now with Chris Dimmick about he took Phil Mickelson to finish better than Tiger Woods. Doesn't matter. Tiger's winning the damn tournament. Okay? Phil, who even knows what Phil's doing? Fired his caddy, doesn't know what's going on. Forget about it. I've never had easier wins in my life than this. Now, maybe in a week I'm eating my words, but right now I feel damn good when Tiger tees it up on Thursday, that this ball off that first tee is going dead smack in the middle of the fairway, and we're all going to say, here we go. Tiger Woods to the moon, boys and girls. Bet it now.
I love the confidence about Tiger. I really do. I'm going to say this, Mike. I would like nothing more than that, because golf is better with Tiger in it. And seeing greatness is something I'm with you. I think that he is right there with it. But I don't foresee any of that happening. If anything, I think you're a year ahead. I can foresee him playing this year, going through his schedule, looking good, prove it to me, and then next year, all on board. And that's not even trying to sound like a Tiger hater. Just because I'm not betting him to win the tournament doesn't mean that I don't think so. I can totally see him making the cut. Totally could. 2 under, nice round to start, right? Then maybe 1 under, even 2 under, something like that. Now he's kind of in the mix. But I don't think that he's again, totally with you on making the cut, but I don't foresee any of the other stuff. I would love it. I would love it.
Plus 20,000 to win the whole damn thing. If you don't sprinkle a little cash on that, you're going to be eating your words in about 5 days, looking at me saying, I'm just going to say, I told you so.
I would love it, but I can't.
All right.
Well,
what do you got for me?
All right, so I have this list here. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to break it down by tiers, and I'm going to tell you the 10 players who are in tier 1, tell you my guy and why, and then I'll go on to tier 2.
How many tiers are there?
There's 6. I won't read every name in the 6 tiers, because the 6th tier is basically everybody else. There's like 20 53 to 91. There's like 30 people. So I won't do that to you, but it'll just be everybody else in the field. All right. So tier 1, Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm. Wait, let me do this. Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Xander Schauffele, Hideki Matsuyama, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Joaquin Niemann, Brooks Koepka, Wyndham Clark, Ludwig Aberg. Those are all tier 1. I am going to go front runner. I'm going Scotty. I don't think you can go away from him. I think he is playing too good of golf to not make a big push. One of those other people might win it. I don't think Scotty is getting outside of the top whatever, top 5, top 10. He's just playing too good at golf. Seems like he's figured the putter out as well. So I'm not betting against someone who's on a heater like Scotty Scheffler is. Care to comment? No? Moving on.
I mean, listen, you're just going chalk. It's like people when they just pick the number 1 team to win the whole thing. It's like your Ballyowen pick. It's just like you're just going chalk again here. You're going to tell me like the number 1 player in well, let's step outside the box a little bit here. Like, I mean, listen, if you're asking me out of that list, I'm taking Rory McIlroy since I've already taken Hideki.
Because that's you already
But
picked.
I'm just saying, if I've already picked Hideki, if I have to take somebody else,
I would love for Rory to win it. He's never proven it. And I don't even think he's playing his best golf right now. Yet. But he'd really have to be a turnaround for him now. So
I would take Hideki in a heartbeat in that list, but I'm just saying if I have to go outside the box and take
honestly, if you told me I couldn't pick Scotty, I'd pick Jordan. That's who I would pick out of that list.
I thought that's who you were picking.
Right. So
he's
now
one of your 19 boys.
He is one of my boys.
19.
Number 2, tier 2. Cam Smith, Victor Hovland, Matty Fitz, Will Zalatoris, Pat the Hat, Tony Finau, JT, your boy Justin, Bryson DeChambeau, Max Homa.
I know exactly who you're picking.
Go ahead.
Victor Hovland.
Nope.
What?
Like Victor, not picking him.
Wow, stunned.
I am going with Matty Fitz. I like Matty Fitz. He's played well in the last 4 Masters. He's made the cut on all of them. He finished T46, T34, T14, T10, going from longest ago to most recent. I think he's getting better each time, and I think he's poised to have a great year, and it's kind of starting here. That's my pick with Matty Fitz.
Can't argue that. I mean, listen.
I'm glad
fan of the area. He's a fan of the area. Yeah. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his and his area. So I mean, listen. Can't argue that.
Next group, tier 3. Shane Lowry, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Tyrrell Hatton, Cam Young, Brian Harmon, Russell Henley, Sahith Thegal, Sam Burns, Jason Day.
You're taking the guy you said first. Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry. You're damn right I am.
Yeah, that's your guy. It's another one of your 19 guys. It's another one of your 19 guys.
And I'll tell you, I'm keeping the same logic, only better, right? He finished T25, T21, T3, T16. The guy knows how to play Augusta. That's just what it is. He's going to do it.
Okay.
Next, tier 4. You're going to have to help me with one of these names here. Patrick Reed, Corey Connors, Minwoo Lee, Siwoo Kim, Sungjae Im, Adam Scott, Tom Kim, Denny McCarthy, Ricky Fowler. Notice I got all the Asian names correctly, but I do not know how to pronounce this one. Akshay Bahati.
Yeah, he just won this week.
I know he did, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Who did I go with, Mike?
You threw me for a curveball when you made me try to pronounce the guy's name.
Patrick Reed, Corey Connors, Minwoo Lee, Siwoo Kim, Sungjae Im, Adam Scott, Tom Kim, Denny McCarthy, Ricky Fowler.
You went with Tom Kim.
Dude, can I tell you, that's actually really good. I didn't go with Tom Kim. If I had to pick somebody else in this group, it'd be Tom Kim. That's funny you said that.
I figured you went Tom Kim because of the Netflix series, but
I do
who'd you
like
go
Tom
with?
Kim. I went Ricky.
You're a guy that bets with his heart, and that's a problem. That's a problem sometimes. You're betting with your heart. You're a Ricky guy. You love Ricky. Have you looked at how bad he's been playing lately? Awful. He needs to call Butch up ASAP. Forget about Rory calling Butch up. Ricky needs to call him up because he is struggling.
Certainly could be. I think he's turning it around. Now we're on tier 5. You ready?
Yep.
Justin Rose, Chris Kirk, Harris English, Sergio Garcia, Sepp Straka, Keegan Bradley, Adrian Moronk, Nicola Hogarg, Byung-Hun An, and Tiger Woods.
I mean, for me, that's a no-brainer. It's frankly embarrassing in this tiers of yours that he's in tier 5. But I mean,
right.
he's got to be your
6,
selection.
correct.
I mean, if he's not your selection, I might just hang up the podcast.
Not my selection.
It's just.
I told you I don't trust Tiger. I'm not trusting
Tiger
yet.
I don't know why.
Maybe if this was later in the season, I would change it.
He's never cheated on you. He's never cheated on you. He's never cheated on you.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
That's exactly what he did at Riviera. He cheated on me. I had high hopes,
influenza.
and he threw them away. Right? He threw them up
Influenza.
away. That's exactly what he did.
You can't control sickness. Influenza.
He was down with the sickness.
Tell me your pick then. Okay, I know your pick then. If it's not Tiger.
Okay.
El Nino. Playing really good golf right now in Live.
No.
Oh my God. Who's your pick?
Keegan Bradley.
Oh God, you love the stories. You love the storyline.
I'm a headline guy.
Yeah, you're
a headline guy.
You're like you want to write that romantic novel.
Keegan Bradley.
You want to write the novel. That
Keegan Bradley
novel.
was deserving of, and I'm not saying that Justin Thomas wasn't the correct pick, but Keegan Bradley was deserving of a Ryder Cup pick last year. He feels slighted. I think he's on a 2-year tour to get back on the Ryder Cup because he is focused. He is grinding. He is ready to. I think he's harnessing that full swing energy from the episodes with him on it. I think he's going off and he's playing better in the next year and a half, 2 years leading into the next Ryder Cup. That's my thoughts on Keegan.
Okay. Again, you're writing that romantic novel that people sit at the beach and read just because you're looking for the Ricky Fowler, the Keegan Bradley. Like, again, these are your guys and you're betting with your heart. If you're not taking Tiger Woods in that damn tier, Justin Rose is your pick because he plays phenomenal at Augusta. But listen, tomato.
Could be. Didn't make the cut 2 years ago. T16 last year. 7th the year before. Probably a good one. I went with Keegan because I think that he's on a 2-year tour to prove that he deserves to be on the Ryder Cup. That's my thoughts there.
Can't argue that.
And then tier 6 is everybody else. And I'm not going to name everybody, but I do want to throw some names out there so you kind of idea who's in the tier. Gary Woodland, Phil Mickelson, Charles Schwartzel, Bubba Watson, Adam Hadwin, JT Poston, Lucas Glover, Zach Johnson, Luke List. Then you get kind of like the old guys who have won this before. Freddie's on this list. Jose Maria Olazabal.
Angel Cabrera.
Angel Cabrera is not on this list. Didn't get his invite yet.
Well, I don't think he's got his visa to come over after he got out of jail, but
very true.
Story.
VJ Singh, those guys. Mike Weir's on this part, and our guy, one guy I left off. Our guy Stu Hagestad's in tier 6.
I mean, no brainer. You tell me you're not taking Stu.
I'm not taking Stu.
Are you out of your mind? If you just went with your heart on the last freaking 5 picks, you're not taking our guy Stu Hagestad from the Met area. Been on the show, great guest. When he comes on in May, I'm telling him you didn't take him.
That's fine, and I will defend my pick.
Own it.
I will own it.
I can't wait to hear who this guy is then,
Because if Stu doesn't do better than Lucas Glover, I don't have much to own.
You're taking
But
Lucas Glover?
I'm taking Lucas Glover. We
Stu
just had
Hagestad to
Jason
the moon.
on.
Stu
You take-
Hagestad to the moon.
Yeah. Our guy Jason's been working with Lucas. I'm putting some faith in it. So there's my list there, buddy boy.
I mean,
again,
out of all these guys, who wins the tournament though? Like, I got your tiers. Like, can you still give me an ultimate winner? I know you're not like that, but
it's
like
not my
when
thing.
when we watch the thing, you got to say like, hey, listen, he's gonna win this thing.
So here's my problem, right? I hate doing that because golf is such a funny sport with that. Like, it's tough to root against, or it's tough to bet against, right? If you're a winner, right? It's tough to bet against Scotty or Rahm, or like, so you go by like the odds.
Yeah, Rory, all these guys. I get it. I get
the
it.
top guys. It's tough to pick one of those, right? If I were to bet, I would probably bet 3 to win a top 10, right? To get a top 10. That would probably be as close to winner as I would bet, right? And I would go Jordan. I would go Scotty. Hideki is a good pick too.
Come to the dark side, big fella.
Brooks is another one.
Come to the dark side, big fella. You
could say that's not a dark side. I like Hideki, but
you could say Mr. Eldrick Tiger Woods too.
No, not gonna go there.
Watch out for Eldrick.
There may be a little coin sprinkled on him getting top 10, because I think he might be able to backdoor top 10, just like Rory is so good at. But again, that would be me being very happy that he's doing that. So that's kind of where I stand right now, with my Masters picks.
Yeah, can't argue that. I legit can't argue any of those. I mean, listen, it's a different way to go about it, but it gives the audience a variety. And if you're not a chocolate guy, let's hit up vanilla. If you're not a vanilla guy, let's hit up chocolate. So we try to bring you all different flavors here on the show.
All right, Mike. Let's get away from the Masters for a minute here.
So let's recap your trip. Obviously, I'm not going to get into things on my end, okay? Because, I know if people are interested, which, like I said beforehand, I really wasn't playing any named golf course. I played North Palm Beach Country Club. I played Hammock Creek Golf Course, 2 public golf courses down in the Jupiter area, but nothing to the extent of the names that you got to play. And I think, having Bart on was a great get, because I think you get to hear the intricacies of how an operation like his runs. And I think that's going to be very interesting for the audience to hear how he goes about his daily routine. But being someone who got to experience that place, I know that we touched on Tidewater in the past that you got there, but talk about True Blue and Caledonia and that resort itself. Like, give the audience a little taste on that.
So, I did not get to play Caledonia. I guess that's my first and foremost. It was 75 to 85 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky for 5 of the 6 days I was there. On the day I was supposed to play Caledonia, it was raining absolute buckets to where I couldn't even see the house that was next door to us. That's how much it was raining. Like, it was really dumping. So I didn't get to play Caledonia, which I'm rather disappointed about. I really would like to. I kind of egg Bart into making sure I get a rain check next time I come down there. So I didn't get to play Caledonia, but it was really cool because I do know a little bit about Caledonia, and it is right across the street basically from True Blue. And they have such an interesting setup there. Both are Mike Strand's courses. Tobacco Road, famous architect for having enormous waste bunkers, kind of a high risk, high reward, kind of being deceptive. I would say that's his biggest thing, is deception. Bart and I talk about it, but for example, at True Blue, the fairway on the 10th hole must be 50 yards wide in the landing zone. Legitimately, if you needed to fly a helicopter there, you could land it right in the 10th hole. Would not be a problem. It is enormous. But if you don't hit it in the right spot, you don't realize that you're now hitting either a 3-wood into a well-protected green with a marsh, with a with bunkers, or you got to lay up, and your layup shot is not the angle you want for your layup shot. So if you didn't put it in the right spot, you didn't know where the second shot needed to go. In turn, then you have a tougher third shot, and it just kind of snowballs from there. And that's Mike Strands is all that is. I can't tell you how many times that happened where if I were to play it again, I'm not saying I would play better or worse. Worse is the probable, but I would at least have a better idea of how to play the course and know, hey, this is where I want to hit the ball. Instead of, hey, it's a par 5, let me just rip it down the middle and let me hit it as far as I can. You're not going to reach it in 2, so don't try it, right? Put it in the right spot so that your second shot, that your layup is going to be in a better spot, so then your third shot becomes easier. And then that's even getting to the green. And then once you get to the green, there's so many little intricacies. It's amazing how many putts I missed, Mike. I can't tell you. Off the top, it's at least 5 or 6 putts that I burnt the edges on because I didn't read a little bit of I put a good putt on it, but missed like a little second break, or like I thought it was going to keep breaking and it flattens out at the hole, or I thought it was going to break right and at the hole it dove left. Like the little intricacies in the greens that are really tough to see was really spectacular. And I think that's a testament to the maintenance staff, to the people that work there, and going all the way back to Mike Strands. The course is built in the 90s. So for it to be 25 plus years old and still be able to withstand all of those little intricacies is really pretty impressive. That they haven't been stamped down by the amount of play that they get, by the weather, by, again, just 25 years of not redoing the greens because they don't, it's held up, was really impressive. So it was a really beautiful course. So much play there. It's incredible how much play they get. And I got to play it actually on a tournament day, which is really pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things with Strands' golf course itself, though. He does do a lot of that where you kind of don't think you have as much space out there, but there ends up being a hell of a lot more than you think. His deceiving looks from the tee box isn't always what it is when you get out there. And that's why, to your point about Mike Strands, I'm excited to get out to Tobacco Road because I hear the same kind of stories about that type of place. Is that be careful, this looks like this, but then you get out there and the fairways are miles wide. So, yeah, I get what you're saying about that spot.
So I think you're when you go play Tobacco Road, I think you're only going to be more accentuated in what I saw at True Blue, because Caledonia was his first. Caledonia. Bart says it in the interview. I can't remember. Caledonia was he did with I think with Tom Doak. I think it's Tom Doak and Mike Strand's course. And then True Blue is his first course he does on his own. So you kind of see...
That's a tag team right there. I mean,
It
Doak
really
just did
is.
number 10 at Pinehurst, and you can see, you want to talk about undulation, like, especially for a place at Pinehurst. Like, I can see that. Yeah. Oh my, yeah, understatement.
So I think only as Strands got farther and farther away from Tom Doak, I think it got more and more of the deception, more and more of the blind shots, more and more of that kind of stuff. So when I look at Tobacco Road, and I've seen pictures, I've seen videos, when I can totally see True Blue in Tobacco Road, but it's definitely True Blue is a more tapered down version. Again, never having been there, but just from what I've seen. Because there's some bunkers that I mean, there's a bunker I was in one bunker, and it was, I mean, Mike, I'm 6'5". You know how tall I am. It was 4 feet over my head still. I mean, the face of this bunker was dauntingly big. It was impressive. So again,
Tobacco Road has the same thing, which is kind of crazy.
And that's what I mean. Like I've seen pictures of it at Tobacco Road, so I think it gets only more accentuated as as he gets further away from going off on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I'm excited to listen to the interview. I truly am. But and remind me, tomorrow's Ryan Verse is from there. No.
Is True Blue. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. So you get to see a
So
little taste of it.
little taste. So it'll be it's the 11th hole. It's a par 3. I just kind of I recorded a whole lot of stuff out there, but the 11th hole was this beautiful par 3. I hope it shows on the film. I always get worried about that, like if it's going to show well on the film. But you have to cover a waste bunker. The entire front of you is a waste bunker, so you have to see if you got to cover it to get to the green. And I did not make a hole in one. No.
Spoiler
Alert! Not a hole in one.
All right.
You would have heard the screams from Myrtle Beach if I had made a hole in one.
It's a loud scream over the earthquake in Jupiter, Florida. So, but listen,
but it was so good.
It sounds like a great spot to get to. It does. I mean, there's no two ways around it. I think the pictures that you see speak for itself, as we've said many times. And I guess I'd be remiss. Do we get to share the number that you shot?
Yeah.
Or
I can share it. Yeah. I don't mind shooting it. Again, as people saw, like we post them. We're on the Gin app. People found us.
Listen, people follow. I jokingly said the other day, favorite Ryan and I, we're on there. We post when we play. You can see it. We'll talk about it. I've gotten DMs. People are following, favoring.
Yeah. So I shot 93 at True Blue. Not a great round.
How far the tee boxes did you play?
Oh, so that's what I wanted to ask. So this was really cool.
Put that in perspective too, because I think when you say you shot 93, it's not like you played from 6,000 yards.
Right. So I will say this: they can tip it out at. I have the scorecard in front of me here. It can be tipped out at like I want to say like 74. It is a absolute bear if you're playing from the tips, all the way back there. Well, maybe I don't have it in front of me, but really impressive that it can go that far back. It's just under 72. Sorry, not 74. 7,200 yards from the tips. And there's some holes that you look back and it's like, that's the tee box that they could use. It's really far. But I played it. They were playing I believe it was the Golf Week. I don't know if it's the Golf Week Classic or whatever it is, but it's a college tournament. I know Valparaiso was there. James Madison was there. I don't think they were like super huge names. There wasn't like a Clemson, Oklahoma, Alabama, none of those like top schools. But all major Division I schools. It was a real college tournament. So they didn't even have the black tee boxes out. They only had the gold tee boxes out. And the golds, and Bart says it in the interview, they typically play 68 to 6,900 yards. So that's about where I played from. But I think it's the combination of tee box to pin location that makes it the hardest. Like that's what they're trying to get out of. So I'll give you the example. The 7th hole was super short compared to where it could have been, but the pin was placed in a spot that was just tucked between maybe it wasn't the 7th hole, but tucked between a bunker and like a little inlet of like another bunker, just like brutal pin placements compared to where the tees were. So again, knowing that deception that Mike Strands wants, that he wants you to play a little more like set up golf, knowing that compared to where the tee to green, tee to pin locations were, is exactly what made it difficult. It was really pretty brutal at some times because again, you missed, even if you wanted to hit to the middle of the green, it's could be rolling. You could say, okay, I'm just going to play this, hit the middle of the green. Well, the middle of the green might be rolling away from you. So you played the shot safe and it rolled 20, 30 feet still on the green, but now you got to come all the way back up that hill. So you have a 50-foot putt now when you tried playing it safe. And again, because you had a poor angle coming into it originally, that's where he gets you. So I think it was that combination, but yeah, so no real official yardage. 68 to 69 is where it was. But really cool to play like a college setup. It was really pretty cool. I did not make the cut at the college tournament. I know I texted you that was my goal.
No, listen, sounds like you had a good time. So listen,
It was a great time. I can't tell you how many people rave about it, and it's true. Like it gets raved about for a reason. It's excellent. If you're in the Grand Strand area, which is the Myrtle Beach kind of general area, it's a must play. It really is. Put it on your list if you're going down. It's a trip. Get a play True Blue, play Caledonia, stay overnight. Like it's that good that you should put it on a trip list. It's not like how we talk about New Jersey, like, hey, travel an hour for this place, travel 2 hours for this place. Travel, stay overnight. It was tremendous. It really was. And Mike, I actually got to give a shout out. So the guys working the course, right? So they're super, super busy. I'm a single. They got no really reason to care about me. But they were like, the outside guys were super attentive. The girl checking me in was excellent, friendly. They're really busy. Again, a college tournament's there. There's 30 plus teams there. It's a madhouse. But they were like, hey, you could go off of one, but it's going to be rather slow for you. You can go off the back if you want to, and it'll be a lot quicker. You'll have a nicer round. So again, like, hey, thanks guys. I'll go off 10. So I started off 10. As I went around, I get done, I come back in. My phone and external battery died. So I have 3% battery left on my phone and an hour and a half trip back to my mom's place without knowing where I'm going. So I was like, well, I got to stop somewhere. So I asked the guy, like, hey, bud, I'm going to stop for dinner, like a quick bite, beer and a burger, something like that. You got a place? And the guy, Joe's, ends up, one of the guys was from Jersey. So he's, telling me, he's like, you're going to love this spot. He's also a Jersey guy. And it's called M-Way, Easy Way. Now I'm going to try shouting them out and forget the name of the bar that I went to, but this little dive bar, hole in the wall, like delicious cocktail, nice, like buffalo chicken wrap, charged my phone, got it set up. It was just like, again, you get caught by this guy. Joe was just friendly enough to just start chatting with me. He's like, hey, I'll send you this place. It's good people over there. And it really was. So again, from stem to stern, dealing with Bart and setting up the interview and the rounds and all that, down to the guys cleaning the clubs, was top notch all the way. So I cannot recommend it more. Go check it out. And again, hopefully this time next year we'll have a Caledonia one under our belt as well.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Can you give a quick recap of yours? I know you just said they're 2 public courses. Give a.
I mean, listen, I put
out
a few.
Were they nice courses? Are they
beautiful courses? There's beautiful courses. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. Florida golf is Florida golf. A lot of water. And it was just nice to hit the golf ball. I mean, I put out a carousel of pictures on Sunday, for both little courses that I played.
It looked beautiful. Yeah,
it was great. I mean, I played well. I went 74-74. I played really good golf for the first 2 rounds of the year. Trying to get my act, my acting gear and act, however the phrase is, and play good golf. I mean, it's nice to come out firing, but it was sloppy at times. I made a lot of birdies. But I also made a shit ton of bogeys and doubles. So it was sloppy. Listen, there's nothing. I mean, listen, you're in the area. You're looking for a nice public spot. That's in Jupiter. That's you got your pick of courses there. So I mean, it's hard to argue where.
Right,
where
but that's what I'm saying. So are these better than the normal public ones? Like, if you have your pick, are these 2 that you would highly recommend?
There's 4 public golf courses in the Jupiter area that I recommend. Abacoa, I recommend the Florida Club, I'd recommend Hammock Creek, and I'd recommend North Palm Beach. Those 4 are 4, they're $150 plus to play, so it's rather it's expensive, but
Right. But that's what you're
I
going to
always
get
say
going
you pay
down
for
there, you
quality.
know? Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
all in all, it was good. So
That's what I
I
would
can't
say the same.
complain. Weather was great. Came back with a nice golden tan. I'm life is
Yeah.
good.
You look terrific. You look terrific.
I always do, but I appreciate the compliment.
All right, Mike. I think that's it. You got anything else?
Not one bit. Go Eldrick Tiger Woods. Can't wait to get on this show next week. Boy, oh boy, Sunday red in full effect, boys and girls. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for Mike and I then. Enjoy the Masters this week, everyone. It's going to be a really a fun week. You got some people to root for. I gave you a bunch of my guys. Mike gave you his. So enjoy, lay on the couch, watch some golf. It's going to be great. It's going to be terrific. As for right now, stick around to our interview, my interview that we did with Bart Romano, the director of golf at Caledonia and True Blue Properties. Again, really interesting story, and it's really cool to hear how he's managing both places. So enjoy yourselves. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
George Wall Ford in Red Bank, New Jersey is family owned and operated, proudly serving New Jersey residents with superior customer service since 1960. Rye, share your story about your experience there.
Mike, I went on a tangent in one of our episodes previously about it, but I can't say enough good things about George Wall Ford. I needed a new car. I had an old. I loved the brand that I had. I loved, it was an SUV, but had 165,000 miles on it. It was just time, So I hopped on over to George Wall Ford. I saw our guy Jerry, and Jerry and his team were awesome. I mean, from stem to stern, they're there, they're helping, they're knowledgeable. They have so many cars on the lot that you can go in and say, hey, I want a sunroof, a navigation. I want this kind of rims on it. I want this kind of this, that, and the other thing. There's a great chance that they have that car with all your specs, the color, all that thing. Me, I didn't particularly care. I was like, hey, I want to be high up in the car, right? I need an SUV. I'm a big guy. I got a dog. I got golf clubs. I got beach chairs in the summer. I need something that's a little more rugged, a little more. Again, I like to be higher in my car. And I went and saw Jerry. He pointed me in the right direction. And again, it's awesome to have that kind of help and support from your salesman to the finance guy to even they got somebody who helps you set up your car, right? I got an app on my phone now that's got my auto start on it. I can locate my car if I don't know where it is. I could take a trip to Japan if I wanted to and be like, did I lock my car? And I can go into the app and lock my car. So even people helping you set up that stuff, just the hands-on approach over there is incredible. So if you need a car, head on over to George Wall. And go ask for Jerry. They were awesome there. Again, stem to stern from everybody. I can't say enough good things about it. It was an unbelievable experience.
So to Ryan's point, there isn't a better place to shop for a brand new car. Just call 732-704-1932 and ask for Jeremy Wall. George Wall Ford in Red Bank for all your car buying needs.
All right, so today's guest is Bart Romano, the director of golf at True Blue and Caledonia down here in Myrtle Beach. Bart, thanks for joining the show.
Absolutely, Lon. Thank you for having me, man.
I'm excited to talk because I know how special both those properties are. And we'll get into it a little bit. I was fortunate enough to play True Blue this week, and I thank you for that. So I want to get into that. But before I get into that, why don't you give us a little bit of background about how you got into golf? How'd you get down here to Myrtle Beach? What's your background here in the golf industry?
Well, I did not grow up playing golf. I'm from Claymont, Delaware originally, just north of Wilmington, south of Philadelphia. So there's not a lot of golf courses around where I grew up. I played baseball, so I went to college, played baseball at Shelton University in West Virginia. And once my career was over after my junior year, I had nothing to do, but all my roommates went and play baseball. So my buddy was a member of the course close by, and I got a set of golf clubs, and I'll say the rest is history. I was 22 years old the first time I swung a golf club, and kind of caught the bug. This is 1997, so right in the wave of Tiger coming on the scene. So it also made golf somewhat cool. So I was in the right space at the right time, and started as a golf professional at Hershey's Mill up in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And one winter of that was about all I could handle. It was basically staring at the same four guys for 5 months, doing nothing. So that August 1999, I moved south to Myrtle Beach and opened River's Edge Golf Club up in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Arnold Apollo design, and great golf course. He was there for about 7 years and got an assistant position at True Blue, and I've been here ever since. Kind of climbed the ranks over the last 18 years, and it's a great company. It's great golf courses, great management, awesome owners. I'm very, very fortunate to be where I'm at, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without all the guys that came before me.
So talk to me a little bit about the ownership group. They own both courses? Do they own others? Like how's that dynamic all working?
Well, they're actually not golfers, really at all. The original group purchased the land for Caledonia back in 1971 as a place to hunt and fish. And I mean, that was it. There was no plans to turn that into a golf course. The golf boom kind of hit, Myrtle Beach in the 90s. And they had this amazing piece of property, and we decided to build Caledonia. And then 4 years later, in 1998, True Blue was built, both by Mike Strantz, golf course architects. He unfortunately is not with us anymore, but he was an incredible artist. But the ownership, we are the only two golf courses they own. They have land holdings throughout South Carolina, but our company, Ponderosa Inc., also owns Pirate Land Campground in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
The Inlet Sports Lodge is a hotel in Myrtle's Inlet, and there are a few other things in town. But we are the only two golf courses.
Okay, so just staying diversified, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the idea of golf, but then, to see some of our stockholders come out and play I've been here 18 years, and I can count on one hand how many times that's happened.
That's incredible because you have such great facilities between the two of them. You would think that they would be chomping at the bit to get out there.
Yeah, I mean, they love the properties, and it's, they'll be around, they'll come and have lunch, and they have stockholder meetings on property. And some of the older stockholders will still come down on Thursdays to Caledonia, go fishing, and hang out at the fish shed. It's a little more sporadic than it used to be, but they still come down to the property pretty often, but they're not out there to clean it up.
So I'll lift up the curtain a little bit for those listening. I was down at my mom's for Easter, and I got to play True Blue on Tuesday, and I was supposed to play Caledonia on Wednesday, but we had a monsoon on Wednesday and was unable to get to Caledonia. Now, I was at Caledonia maybe coming up on close to 10 years ago. I got the opportunity to play it and play True Blue actually at the same time, and just wildly different golf courses, I would say.
Yeah.
How do you know anything about how Mike Strantz, who's world famous golf course architect, he's got Tobacco Road and he's known for these big waste bunkers and things. How did he? And maybe you don't know this, but how did he come up with Caledonia? Because Caledonia is not a traditional Mike Strantz design.
And Caledonia was his first design in 1994.
It was his first design.
Yeah, that was his first solo design.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and before that, Mike was with Tom Fazio for years. They actually did a lot of shaping and layouting for Fazio. So at Caledonia, you can kind of see that influence. And you also see the beginning of some of the high flash bunkering and traits that you see at Mike Strain's courses, like our ninth hole at Caledonia short par three. Um, Everyone assumes that we ran out of room. We own a half a mile on the other side of that tee box. That hole could be 250 yards if they wanted it to be. But most Mike Strain's courses will have a short par three mixed in. And so it's an amazing piece of property. And I feel like when Mike got there again, his Fazio roots kind of took over, but it was such an awesome piece of property. He didn't want to take away from the natural beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of melded it in to the existing landscape. As he went on, he was doing True Blue at Caledonia True Blue at Tobacco Road about the same time. And that's when you kind of see Mike's, distinctive look kind of take shape.
For sure.
Big fairways, and it kind of throws you off with some blind shots, bigger greens, where there's numerous pin placements, undulating greens. It's visually deceptive, and that's kind of, I think, what he was looking for. English is not. Or Caledonia is more of a Parkland, kind of a straightforward golf course for the most part, but it sits on such an amazing property. It's like playing golf in the garden.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it. It really is like playing golf in a garden there. Again, from what I remember, and I'm looking forward to getting out there next time I come down. But let's talk a little bit about True Blue, because I know that he's got Tobacco Road is his most, maybe his most famous one, but True Blue you can definitely see, and I've never played Tobacco Road, but to your point, you can definitely see from videos that I've seen or pictures those enormous bunker faces, and his idea of, I guess, risk reward. Like, you hit it in the fairway, you're going to have just a nice day of golf. You hit fairway, hit the middle of the green, and then you can roll the rock, you're going to be okay on the golf course. But if you hit it just a little wayward, you're in a waste bunker, you're in a little bit of fescue, and even that, going back to like hitting the fairway, even that's deceptive, because like you said, he's got blind tee shots. He wants you working the ball off the tee. So some tee boxes are facing one direction when the fairway goes the other way. So he's very deceptive in those eye lines, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. The sight lines are much different than like classic golf courses that were built, basically with donkeys and by man. So it's definitely a little different. He tries to throw you off. The thing at True Blue is, it's mostly a second shot golf course. Now, it sounds weird to say that, but especially considering the fairways are typically huge.
Right.
At True Blue.
I mean, some of them seem 50 yards wide.
Yes. So yeah, some of the spots in True Blue, it gets tight in areas, but it's a second shot golf course in the sense that he kind of lulls you to sleep off the tee, where you might be in the fairway, but you're still out of condition. So it really is a thinking man's golf course. But you have to kind of chart and plot your course around the course to have the best angle in, because the greens are pretty big, and they are definitely, the pin placements can be in different sectors, but the green was created completely different putt, completely different shot. Where yes, you may hit the green, but you may have a 90-foot putt that's going to break 20 feet. So
I'm aware of that.
Golf course where, it's just, for example, the 10th hole or par 5, dog leg right, huge fairway straight away. If you go straight away, you're going to have to hit a 3-wood to lay up over the cross bunkers, which is going to leave you a crap angle into a right pin. Knowing that it's a right pin, you favor the right side, mid-iron layup to the left side, and you're kind of hitting back, so you actually don't have to hit over the sand. And he just makes it the hole. That's the way he designed the hole. Although, again, fairways are huge, you're in it. It just makes the shot more difficult if you're on the right side versus the left side. And there's literally 18 holes like that. Like, you can hit driver every hole out here if you want. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. But at some point, you're going to need to be accurate. And like I said, the big fairways kind of lull you to sleep a little bit. You just kind of wail away on it. Next thing you know, you're making a double.
So I'd like to put this: you were not out there while I played, but that's exactly what happened on the 10th hole for me. I
Yeah.
started on 10, and I hit it in the fairway, and I go, "Whoo, good, nice to get off the tee, good straight shot, hit the fairway, let's go." And then it was disaster from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you go down the middle of the fairway, that layup shot becomes a lot longer and a lot more intimidating because you're looking at bunkers, that you have to square it up or you're not going to get over them. In those bunkers, you have no chance to hit the green.
No, I found the bunker short of the green. That's another thing that was his greens are very well protected with he's got the waste bunkers all around, but he also has well placed greenside bunkers. And
no, absolutely, like a lot of slopes around the greens, and a lot of kind of collection areas. Unfortunately, some of those collection areas end up in sand.
Yeah, they certainly do. Do you have a favorite like stretch of holes there, or a favorite hole there at True Blue that you can?
I mean, I could go into a million of them, different combinations, but personally, I really enjoy coming into 7, 8, 9, which is a seventh par 3 with a very large slope in the middle, left or right, which is not typical at most golf courses. Usually, when you see tiered greens, it's front to back, but this is left to right. Top right pin placement is just an awesome pin placement.
With an enormous bunker on the right.
Yeah, and it is not fun if you were short in there. It's not enjoyable. But the top right pin placement is probably the one nobody wants when they're playing there. I may be in the minority there. And then 8's a short par 4, dogleg right. A lot of character around the green, waste bunkers left, and a lot of sloping around the green. And the pin placements and the breaks on that green are really subtle. So even though you basically have a long pitch shot into the hole, it's not like it's a guaranteed birdie. And then number 9 is just one of my favorite holes because it's par 5 and it's played like a par 4. And who doesn't like trying to make evil as birdie?
Especially going into the turn, or if you go, you guys split tees, so going off of 10, you finish in your round, you're like, okay, let's roll up here with an eagle or a birdie here. Let's see if we can get one of those. Or going into the turn, if you had started on 1, a nice way to kickstart the back 9 there. So you like 7, 8, 9. That stretch of holes was terrific as well. That par 3, like you said, was for me, it was a short right pin placement, and I flirted with the bunker there, and it was I was fortunate to get up and down. But like you said, it was an enormous green complex with, you don't usually see the left-right split. Again, the bunkering, the Mike Strand's bunkering, but I love how it flows. A lot of the holes flow green to tee box, right? So like that hole specifically, it's this. We were in the front, but it goes all the way into the back and then kind of up the hill to get to the top of 8's tee box there. Just really, really beautiful, really unique kind of design, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah, and it's a cool shot there. And there's a couple of areas like that. Going from 7 green, walking up the hill to 8 tee box, and then kind of looking down on the fairway. Another spot on like 10, on the elevated 10th tee, you're looking at 13 coming back as well. And the 10th fairway, it looks like there's a mile and a half of fairway. But there's a few pretty good shots out there.
Out of the 2 courses, and maybe you can't answer this, and it's okay if you can't. Out of the 2 courses, which one do you like better?
I actually get asked this question a lot. Caledonia is harder.
Okay.
And that seems like kind of a misnomer. People think that it's a shorter golf course. It's a par 70. It's and obviously not as long. Par 4s aren't the beach yet. And it's a wonderful property. It's a wonderful golf course. I feel like I like True Blue better because it's a little more strategic golf course. where Caledonia is great, but it's a little more straightforward, as we spoke of earlier, Parkland style. But the fairways at Caledonia are it's much tighter than the True Blue.
Right.
It's just a different feel. And like I said, I love Caledonia as well. I mean, it is the most popular golf course in Myrtle Beach for a reason. I mean, it is awesome. But I feel like True Blue is a little more representative of Mike's vision and Mike's work after Calvin was built.
Yeah, I would agree to that. He definitely, you could totally see his designs in True Blue there, as we've talked about. I appreciate that answer. That's a good non, you know.
Yeah, everybody don't get fired after this.
It is, there is something to it. Like you said, I wish I could play True Blue again, knowing some of the things I've known, like seeing the golf course for the for a second time, okay, you don't need to hit driver here because you want to lay up on this par five because you can't. Otherwise, you're hitting 3-wood
Yeah,
into, like you said, for the 10th hole, laying up to the correct spot is really important. So seeing it a second time, it would be, beneficial on all those ends. Like the 4th hole, I wouldn't go for the green on my second shot
yeah,
around the water. For
yeah,
those that don't know, True Blue has a half moon. The 4th hole is like a half moon, kind of like the 6th hole at Bay Hill. Is it the 6th at Bay Hill?
yeah,
The one where Bryson hit it on the green from his drive, but you don't hit the drive over, so you drive out. And I put, I tried going for it and I didn't make it, but
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: you're not alone, man. You're not alone.
I got over it and I went, should I or shouldn't I? Like
Yeah,
should
depending
I
on
do the
where you
right
are,
thing?
yeah, the green complex is tricky. So if you get in the wrong spot, I mean, you're grinding to make par, and
Yeah.
when the ball is in the air, you're thinking three.
It's but that's a beautiful hole as well. And as you said, 3 was my I think was my favorite hole on the course. That the par
Mhm.
3, that's like you said, a little island green. I don't know what it is, but par threes tend to be the eye popping uh
Yeah,
of any golf course, right? Like the short hole at Pebble is always one. You look at Amen Corner at Augusta, also like that par 3 there. So you have par threes, and I think that's your signature hole there. That 3rd hole is absolutely stunning. Not to
yeah, it's
mention,
definitely the most.
I got some wildlife in there for me.
Yeah, yeah, you can see some gators there. It's definitely the most photographed,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a really cool green complex, kind of an hourglass, and it makes a 3-club difference from a front to a back pin. So and in that middle area, it's kind of tight in the middle of that green. So you have to be brave going to that at the pin when it's in that location. But it is a really cool hole. Visually, it's just an amazing hole with the high face splash bunker in front, kind of melds right into the pond. It's a really cool hole.
yeah. I was ecstatic that I made it over and onto the green. Hit a good shot. The wind kind of touched it a little bit, and it landed on the green, like just on top of the front of the hill. So I just made it over, and I was ecstatic that I got it over.
Yeah, trust me, we've all been there. It's always a sigh of relief when the ball hits land.
And then I would have to say my next favorite hole would be 18, and I think those are, from someone who hasn't played it a ton. Maybe that's the reason why other people would have super intricate details as to why. But for me, I loved 18 because of the amphitheater-ness of it. With the water
Yeah,
going along the left-hand side, as you get up to the green, you have the clubhouse there. And I've said this before, I could just spend hours betting dollars on who's hitting the green there on that little top shelf there,
oh yeah,
and have just a fantastic day, because that is a beautiful view and would be just awesome. So they did the clubhouse right there, and that hole with like its again, as you said, kind of knowing the angles that you need to go in. You gotta be right hand side of that because of how the green is angled. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're kind of hitting to like a diagonal green, a little more straight on, and can be a tough shot. So it's again that like second shot course that you need to know the angle that you're hitting to for sure.
No, absolutely. And that tee shot is weird. It's funny you mention that. It's because Mike wants you to hit it right. He makes you think you want to hit it right. When you want to hit it left, it makes the whole 25 yards shorter. But then you're taking on the water also.
Yeah.
So, well, back to the list forward, in the west side for a straight shot, but you're taking on a lot more water. But it's a difference of the same distance tee shot. One guy's hitting the gap wedge, one guy's hitting the 7-iron. So it's and I'd much rather be going into that with a gap wedge than a 7-iron.
Right, something you control a little more. Yeah. So now
Otherwise,
I feel fortunate.
Work the clubhouse, and unfortunately, that has happened.
so I feel fortunate because I hit my shot. I aimed at the edge of the water there because I have a natural fade in my shot, and it didn't fade. So I feel lucky that I caught the fairway there. So I guess I was in the right spot, but kind of accidentally.
Right spot, absolutely. The safe spot on the other side, you're hitting into a big hill, and it's kind of blocks your view from the green. So it definitely makes it a more difficult shot on the right side, but it's an easier tee shot to the right side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's again to that Strand's point. That's his MO. It's what he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have is there a membership for both clubs? Are they both fully public? Like what's the dynamic there with
we do we're resort golf courses first and foremost, obviously based on the area we're in, Pawleys Island, which is inside the Grand Strand of Myrtle Beach. We do have a membership. We've had a membership for about 20 years, and it includes both golf courses. So it's a great price. It's a good deal. You can use it for the people that are retired and are down in the area. I mean, it's by far and away the best financial way to play Chula and Caledonia with regularity. Right now, we're on a wait list, which started 2 years ago. So the membership has grown over the last 5 years, obviously significantly, which is probably not different than most courses. But we started up the wait list a couple of years ago to kind of try to regulate that as much as possible.
And did they jump right in, like as they got built early, let's call it early 2000s, did they jump right into the top courses in the state, or did it take a little while? And then, because all that's down in Pawleys Island is kind of newly being built, right? A lot of the houses and condos and townhomes, I would think in the last 20 years, it's been really built up.
Yeah, and when Caledonia opened, there was only a few golf courses down here, and obviously now that is not the case. There's a lot of golf courses in Pawleys Island. When Caledonia, when they came on the scene, it was pretty well regarded immediately, and as was True as well. Maybe not to the same degree, but Caledonia was, on the list of best in courses in '94 in the country, and consistently 4.5 stars, and in the top 100 by every major publication, Golf Digest, Golf Magazine. True Blue is also has had numerous honors since it's been open. It was also on the best new list when it opened in 1998. Consistently on Golf Magazine, Golf Week, top 100 golf courses, top 200 resort courses. So it's playing for pretty successful and had a lot of notoriety early on. And knock on wood, we're just trying to continue with that.
I like that. Yeah. It really is. As we were going back and forth, I said, I think it's a special place. And, the facilities, the courses, and quite frankly, the people that I met there were tremendous. Going back and forth with you was tremendous and easy, and I appreciate all that. But then even the people there, the girl who checked me in at the pro shop was super friendly. The outside staff that was cleaning the bags and getting the golf carts ready, like they were they were excellent as well. And on a day where, as we started, I think we were off camera still, a day that had a college golf tournament going on. So they had so much going on, and
Oh, yeah.
we're so busy, and to still be able to deal with just a single who was there was really impressive. So you got the course and the shop, and everything seems to be humming down there, which is really good to see.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate, with the team that we have at both True and Caledonia, inside and outside. At the end of the day, we're not a stuffy, pretentious golf course. Pawleys Island is a very laid back place, as is in Myrtle Beach. It's about fun, and we try to embrace that as much as possible. Yeah, these are two amazing golf courses and two of the best ones you can play in the United States, and we're all proud of that fact. But at the end of the day, we want everyone to come to have a good time, and that's what our team members and our assistant professionals, our head professionals, all the way up to our general manager. I mean, that's kind of what we preach. Attention to detail, of course, but at the end of the day, you want everyone to have a good time and enjoy playing golf for us, whether they shot 72 or 102.
Well, I won't tell you what I shot, but it was on the higher end of that spectrum there. But yeah, it's
you're not setting any records, I promise. I'm seeing those.
It's what is the course record there?
The course record at True Blue is 60.
60. Oh,
it was actually in a Golf Week collegiate event, the opposite field event that we have in the fall. Kid from Jacksonville State actually had a 15-footer for 59, which would have been the first college 59.
Wow.
So, 12 birdies, no eagles.
Oh,
birdies.
My God. Oh, my God. That's such good golf.
It was impressive.
Wow. And what's the course record at Caledonia?
Caledonia at 61.
Okay.
And,
not by the same kid.
It was also in the same event. But it was 9 under since it's a par 70.
Okay.
And honestly, I feel like that's more impressive. It's 61 over there is really, really, it's golfing the ball, man.
It really is. That's more than just fairways and greens, right? That's fairways and darts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, very much. And so those greens are super subtle. It is hard to make birdies.
You know what? It really is, because I texted Mike, the guy I do the podcast with, and I told him, I said, Mike, I'm through 8 holes, and I got about 2 feet of made putts so far, because you couldn't make anything because of all the little subtleties. You'd think like, okay, this is going to break right, and it breaks right, but then it breaks back left, and you didn't see it break back left, or it breaks right, and then it breaks harder right. All these little subtleties. I can't tell you how many rims I burned from those 8 to 10 foot, and then just became tapping, pars or bogeys, or doubles, or triples, or quads. But anyway, it was just like, to your point, like there's so many subtleties in those greens that were just, if you don't see it exactly, or if you don't know that they're there, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, like I said, it really throws you off a little bit, and like stress and mask for deception. Like you have a big slope to your left, yet you're kind of putting on like a flat area where it just makes you feel like it's going to go left or right, and then it ends up being a straight putt, even inside 5-6 feet. It's like the ones you're really trying to make, and it's kind of it's frustrating for sure.
And I think that's what makes a golf course great is the little the attention to little details, right? Like anybody can make it beautiful, have flowers that are popping, trees that are going to be pretty. Like anybody can make like the landscape pretty of a golf course, but the attention to detail on a golf course is something that is really important. Like the things, like he has the waste bunkers, right? That you can drive the golf carts in, but he's got like those railroad tie pieces of wood there that are your on and off. Like I think that's like a cool little detail. It's not just like hey, this is where carts go. We got like a little passage for you, or the subtleties in the greens. Like when you think about a golf course, you think about the little things. That's what makes, like, the little things matter, and it truly does.
It does, and it shows. It definitely shows. All the way up from the golf cart ramps to just when you see aerial pictures of it, the holes is. I mean, it's just one more thing that makes it even look even cooler. And with those things, whether it be steps out in and out of the bunkers, and if you try to climb out of some of those bunkers, you might still be there. Although we have people try every day.
I don't know why you would.
Find that vertical ridge, but they're trying.
There was one that it was shoulder. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5". It was shoulder height to me that I'm trying to hit out of. Who's trying to climb that? What are you doing?
You'd be amazed.
Oh God. Well, hey, Bart, I really appreciate you spending some time with me. This has been absolutely awesome. I can't tell you how much I thank you for the opportunity to get down here and play some golf. I'm going to hold you to that rain check on Caledonia next time I'm down, so I'll reach out. But I'm really looking forward to get there. This was terrific. I thank you for jumping on with me for a little bit here.
No, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me. We enjoyed having you in town. Like I said, next time you're in town, we'll get you over at Caledonia and go check that one out.
For sure. I really appreciate that. Guys, if you are in let me ask you this. You mentioned this and I had a question. What is the Grand Strand of Myrtle Beach?
The Grand Strand basically is the area that stretches from just South Brunswick County, which is over the line in North Carolina, down to Georgetown, South Carolina. They basically call it the Grand Strand, which the jewel of that is Myrtle Beach, which is in the dead middle of that area.
Okay.
So when we talk about the Grand Strand, it's people coming on vacation, whether it be golf or beach related. But the Grand Strand is that stretch. So if you come to Pawleys Island, you're in the Grand Strand. If you came to Little River, South Carolina, you're also in the Grand Strand.
In the Grand Strand.
Because we all call it Myrtle Beach, but obviously True Blue and Caledonia are not technically Myrtle Beach.
Gotcha.
And some of the other courses and areas are not really Myrtle Beach either, but we're all kind of incorporated together.
I do that with my family out in Chicago. I say they're in Chicago, but technically they're half an hour west suburb of Chicago. So I do the same thing. You said that before. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to throw that in because I've heard that phrase before, and I wanted like a dividing line. Like in New Jersey, we have a north, a central, a south, depending on who you ask. So where's that dividing line? So I wanted to hear the dividing line of this Grand Strand. So again, Bart, thank you so much for jumping on. If you guys are in the Myrtle Beach area or the Grand Strand area, you got to go check out True Blue. It is an absolute gem. I have nothing but positive things to say, and I couldn't come up with enough positive adjectives to describe it. Truly a tremendous experience. So, Bart, thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me, my man. Take care.
You too.